Coach Miller, and welcome to All Marine Fighter. We're going to talk about the aftermath of Quigley versus Berlanga. Now, Berlanga was the favorite in this fight. I have to tell you, though, I'm a little disappointed in Berlanga. He just got done talking about wanting Canelo several days ago and how he wants to step his game up. This fight, while Berlanga did okay, he is not at Canelo's level yet. Like, boy, just don't even let Canelo's name come out of your mouth just yet, because in his current state, I got to tell you, he's not ready yet. Although, I will say, there are some very positive things about Berlanga that if he keeps developing, he could be one ferocious style of fighter. The early part of the fight would really set the pace for what was about to take place the rest of the fight. Berlanga was constantly loading up on his shots. And while he did manage to nail Quigley several times, Quigley was able to get out of the way of most. And Berlanga was just too slow. He was just too slow. He was not throwing combinations. And like I said, while Berlanga did get knockdowns, it's just not at the level that he needed to be at the championship level. Now, Quigley would be coming off a win and then also a loss from Boo Boo Andre when he got knocked out in the second round, ended up breaking his jaw, that type of thing. Quigley was an outstanding amateur for his nation. I think it was Ireland. But he just is having a hard time translating that to the pro ranks. And he's a decent boxer. He's just not at the championship level style of fighter. I will say this, that Quigley did a decent job boxing, at least. He did a decent job. But he kept getting nailed. I mean, just nailed with some of these heavy shots from Berlanga. I will say that Quigley didn't just get his lights turned out. He did get knocked down a couple times that were just from solid hits. Like, especially in round 3, he got nailed pretty hard and went down. There were actually 2 knockdowns, one shortly thereafter, where he had his legs tied up. That, I guess, was technically a knockdown because Berlanga did nail him with a punch, but it was more that he tripped is the reason why he went down. But it is what it is. And then he would get knocked down again in the 12th round, and he get rocked pretty good. But there was another knockdown that was in the 12th round that I'm not so sure that should have been a knockdown, but I don't think it even really mattered at that point. Now, Berlanga, for the whole fight, was just hunting Quigley. Quigley was kind of doing the boxing thing where he's just tagging Berlanga here and there and just, trying to stay away from the power puncher, which, hey, good for him. I think he probably should have thrown more punches, though. That would have really helped him. But because Berlanga wasn't throwing any combinations, he was just chasing Quigley around the ring. For the most part, Berlanga did a decent job of cutting off the ring, but Quigley was pretty slick in how he moved. There are a couple things that are for sure, though. First is Quigley got hit by shots from Berlanga that he should have never gotten hit from, and that's because he kept his lead hand down. I gotta say that there are way too many fighters getting comfortable with that style of hand positioning, and he paid for it. Berlanga nailed him. He will go down because of that. Keep your stupid hands up. I mean, for the most part, Berlanga had his hands up and was guarding against a lot of punches coming back at him, so, hey, kudos to him. But, too many fighters have their lead hand down with this modified style, and they're just not fast enough or not seeing the punches fast enough to be able to move off them. It was definitely obvious that Berlanga did not respect Quigley and his punch at all. He was hunting Quigley down through the entirety of the fight, and Quigley just could not plant and just hit Berlanga hard enough to just earn respect. And you know how it is. I mean, if you're going against a puncher and you're not putting any fear in him from the punches coming back at him, then there's a problem, and you're probably well on your way to getting knocked out. I will say that Quigley did have some decent counter shots, some decent counter punching. And the reason why I think that's important is that it exposed several weaknesses. It exposed some weakness with Berlanga. Quigley timed Berlanga and caught him mid-stride, knocking him off balance a couple times and square on the chin, mind you. So if Berlanga was going against somebody who was a better counterpuncher, like Canelo Alvarez, for instance, and getting caught square in the jaw like that, he'd probably go down, and he might not be getting up, because that was a nasty shot that he took from Quigley. Now, Quigley didn't have much power, but imagine if Berlanga was going against somebody who did have a lot of power like that. That might have been it. The 12th round saw 2 knockdowns, as I said previously. One of them was kind of questionable. The other one was legitimate. Berlanga came in with a 3-2, which was pretty creative. He came in leading with that hook because Quigley was in the corner. Then the hook missed, and then he followed up with that 2 and nailed him square. It was beautiful. I appreciate that combo. It was great timing, and Quigley went down. He got back up, and he was able to finish out the round. Berlanga was trying to hunt him down, trying to get that knockout, but he's just not throwing combinations. So he's trying to look for that one shot that just trying to put somebody to sleep, and he just couldn't get it. You got to throw combination punches, man. You got to throw combination punches. It was a pretty clear decision, and the talk was not Canelo, because I think everybody kind of realized that, yeah, that's not going to happen. But the announcers would kind of talk at the end that, well, maybe Jaime Munguia might be next. I think that would actually be a very good fight, because Munguia does have some things he has to work on that happened with Derevyanchenko. I did a video on that. You can check that out. But Munguia is a great combination puncher, and I got to tell you, I like the way Jaime Munguia fights, and that guy is that boy's got some fire in his heart. I like watching him fight. So with Berlanga having that bully style and Munguia having that aggressive bully style, that would be a slugfest and a fight well worth watching. So if that's what is next for Jaime Munguia and Berlanga, that would be outstanding. I'd be thoroughly pleased to see that matchup. But we'll see what happens. If you like this video, be sure to click that like button. And of course, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Until next time, stay motivated.